In the final quarter of 2025, renewables and batteries supplied more than half of the electricity used on Australia's east coast. It was the first quarter ever where this had happened. Comparing the last 3 months of 2024 with the same period of 2025, wind generation was up 29%, large-scale solar rose 15%, and the amount of renewable energy stored and released by batteries nearly tripled. In the meantime, in the same quarter, coal fell to an all-time low as a percentage of the energy mix, and gas fell to its lowest quarterly level since 2000. That surge in clean energy pushed wholesale electricity prices down to around $50 per megawatt hour, roughly 44% lower than a year earlier. So, if renewables are making power cheaper for the wholesalers, why aren't households seeing the savings? Here's the story. So, one reason households aren't seeing any relief is that it usually takes a few months for price drops to flow through to household bills because retailers buy electricity in advance, so we won't see any bill relief till March. Even then, we shouldn't expect our bills to drop anything like 44%. That's because the cost of generating electricity only makes up about a third of what households pay. The rest goes towards the maintenance of poles and wires and the retail costs like metering, billing, advertising, and profits. So yeah, some renewables-driven savings should flow through to households in the coming months, but there's a catch. Another force is actively pushing electricity prices in the opposite direction, and it's not the cost of building renewables. It's the growing unreliability of the aging coal plants that the rest of the grid still relies on. These power stations are rapidly approaching the end of their life cycles, meaning that they break down more often, and gas, the most expensive fuel on the grid, has to fire up to keep the lights on. There have been more than 110 unplanned breakdowns along the east coast since October 2024, including at the Araring coal power plant north of Sydney. At Araring, planned and unplanned major outages meant that the plant was down for around 250 days in 2024. Stephanie Bashir, CEO of energy consultants Nexa Advisory, told me that renewables are pushing prices down and delays to the shift to renewables are pushing them back up again.